All right. Hi, Barry.
A lot of
Hi, Larry.
a lot of show
Hello,
applications just opened.
Katie.
And just
Hi.
closed.
And just closed. Yeah. Yeah.
Cherry Creek and the New Orleans. I heard New Orleans extended their deadline.
Oh. So every time I get the reminder to apply, I go to Zap and I check to make sure I applied, even though know I applied. So I thought, well, what if I always think, what if I made a mistake and I didn't hit submit? Of course, I've paid, so I know I've applied, but it's like just this, it's a just in case sort of thing. And I just have to, every time I get their email, look on Zap.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
wait,
Because
did
there's
I
that
apply?
that's
Why are they sending me this? I thought I applied a month ago.
but it would be a shame, to not have applied when you thought you did. So there we go. Let them spin the wheel.
That happens too.
Mhm. Also, I saw that Crested Butte, Park City, and Sun Valley are in order this year. Usually, Park City and Crested Butte are the same weekend, but boy, that would be like for someone like me who it's not that far, that would be a really nice run of shows and nothing too far to go. I mean, it's 14 hours from Sun Valley, but to get there is not 14 with all the other shows. So, ah, I got a dream.
I think I'm going to apply to all those shows too for the first time.
hmm
Have
It's
you ever
it,
done
Say what?
have you ever done Southern Bay, Barry?
Who?
Southern Bay.
Yeah.
Sutton Bay.
And
Hmm. Where's that?
I've already told you about it.
can you remind me?
Not at the moment.
Can you just say the location?
Privately. Sutton's Bay.
Where? What state?
That's
Michigan.
Michigan. It's halfway between Traverse City and Northport, um, in
I know
Grand Traverse Bay.
I know where Travis City is. So it's south of there
North.
Hmm.
or east?
It's north.
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 Yep.
Is there north from Traverse City? Isn't
Yeah.
that
Yep.
Canada?
Yeah.
It's called, well, it's called Lake Michigan, but if you
Right.
go strictly north, but there's a peninsula, there's a bay, Grand
Right.
Traverse Bay,
hmm
and there's a peninsula that goes out for a certain amount of miles. And
Oh, yes. Is it sort of, it's not Door County, but it's near Door County.
oh God, no way. Door County is a pit compared to what we're talking about.
But it's in the same region, sort of. But Door County is a little
No,
further west.
it's way far away.
Really?
Well, if you look on a map,
Yeah.
you can't get, let's put it this way.
You can't get there.
You can't get there. You have to
There is
go,
a way to go. There is a way to go up and around, though, isn't there?
yeah, up
Yeah.
and around.
Right.
Okay, like
Okay.
Marquette, where I am, it's 90 miles north of Traverse City, but it takes 5 hours to get there because you have to go around. To go to Door
Okay.
County, it's another 3 to 4 miles, 3 to 4 hours.
All right. I'm going to
You
look on a
keep
map.
going west, and then you go down to Green Bay and you make a left.
I'm looking on a map, and the first thing I see is emergency expedited passport.
Where- To get in or to get out. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on where you're going. Wow. Oh, I see. Sault Ste. Marie. I see exactly where. Eric and I drove through Sault Ste. Marie in 1990 on our way out to San Francisco.
Really. Well, you don't go through Sault Ste. Marie when
No, no, you
you
don't.
take
But
that
I
trip.
see it. You could take a ferry to Sault Ste. Marie.
That's east.
It looks
When you cross the bridge
northish.
to the
hmm
upper peninsula, you go left, you go west.
hmm But I see
All
where
the way.
Sutton's Bay is. It looks gorgeous. And then, so now I get where Door County is. Okay.
I was disappointed with Door County. I
And
heard,
you're in Marquette, is that right?
yeah, hey, we have better restaurants.
That must be some nasty winter though, I gotta say.
Misty,
So yeah, it's so we went through Sault Ste. Marie on our way to Duluth. That's the route we took.
really?
Yeah, in 1990. That was a
That's
gorgeous route.
well, you didn't need to go east. You just needed to start going west. And at some point you
Mhm.
go north, and then you take US 2 all the way to
That's
where do you
right,
put it?
US 2.
Duluth
Right.
or Duluth, depending on where you live.
Uh-huh.
Duluth, eh? That's a very poor example of the accent.
Uh, well,
That a
looks like a
Canadian accent?
beautiful area.
What? Mark, what's beautiful? Which area?
What where Sutton's Bay is, I mean that whole
Oh no, it's really nice.
Mhm.
I'd like to live there.
Also, given climate change, it's a lot of nice fresh water around. Mhm.
We got Marquette has the water.
Mhm.
Well, actually, all of Michigan because it's surrounded by water.
Fresh water.
Yeah, like they're trying, out west they're trying to steal the water, trying to take the water. We passed laws that the Great Lakes states and Canada, because it
Hmm.
goes all the way,
Yeah.
passed laws so that the west coast of the United States can't take the water.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the Colorado River that's really California has a lot of rights to that because they got in early. But interestingly, in New Mexico, um, the state has been really good with water conservation. So Santa
Yeah,
Fe uses less water than they did, like 33% less compared to 1990, even though the city has grown.
it's important.
And you don't see so many green like at the Ritz-Carlton, maybe you do, but which is just stupid because it's a desert. But
Fountain,
hmm, no, green
fountain.
grass, green
Oh,
grass.
green grass.
Yeah. I mean, fountains actually could be recycled water, but it's the
Yeah.
green grass I see everywhere,
You know,
especially like in Phoenix area.
what really shocked me was when I did La Quinta. The mountains are all, it's like piles of dirt. There's no vegetation there, in the
Well,
mountains.
well,
It took me a little
because
bit easier.
some of those mountains are 14,000 feet, so they're above the tree line.
Yeah.
You know,
Although we did go
sorry,
to, is it Jacob's Ladder?
isn't that in Massachusetts?
Okay. It's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
If you tell me what it is that's there.
The Joshua threes.
Yes, Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
California.
that was cool. Hey, it took me a while to get used to the fact that the mountains were bare, but then I got used to it. It was
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite places, Joshua Tree. It's
Yeah, I really liked it too.
a lot of it is the altitude is like between 2 and 4,000 feet, and they call it a transition zone. It's where the low desert and the high desert meet. So there are things that grow there that don't grow anywhere else.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. Like those Joshua trees.
Is that the things with the prickly things that if you get near it, it shoots it out at you? You can't
No,
touch
they
it.
look more like they're like yucca. They're a type of yucca. They have all these different arms.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. I'm talking about
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, you're thinking maybe of a Troya cactus,
Yeah.
which also have arms, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Um, but the Mormon settlers thought the Joshua tree, they named it because they thought the trees were waving them further south or west, further west.
They were probably telling them to go back from to where they came from.
Yeah, do you know what
And
works good?
Pennsylvania?
Do you know what works good for removing the choya that stick to you?
What's that?
An Afro pick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. I like that. Of
You know
course,
by experience?
Yep.
Hmm.
I
I hope I
So
never find out that out personally. These
the
things.
choya that the choya they have at Joshua Tree, a lot of them are they look like teddy bear. They call them teddy bear choya, so they almost look like they're soft. But we have choya here that are different, and they when they bloom, they have these amazing fuchsia flowers. I mean, but they're a very different look. The bear choya, like if you look at them in the sunlight, they almost have a halo around them visually.
Yeah, they don't jump, Barry. They're just chunks break off real easy, and that's how they propagate themselves.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so if you brush up against them, they stick.
Yeah. So, hey, Court, what's that? What's the photo behind you? That's kind of interesting, especially that face. Yeah, that face.
Those are
Like
5 foot
Bigfoot.
tall concrete Bigfoots that have been painted.
Ridiculous.
They're at a place called the Concrete Lady in Southeast Indiana,
Cool.
and
I
that's
thought,
her
yeah.
her bestseller. She has 17 acres of concrete statuary.
Wow. You know, you could do a book, I mean, if you wanted to, like all of these really fun, obscure things on the roads.
Well, this one I
Uh,
found. I was doing a road trip just to shoot, and I found this on a roadside attraction website.
uh-huh.
What you
And
do
then
is
I have,
you go in, you sign in, and she gives you colored surveyor's tape. And
oh,
then you just walk around, and if you want to buy something, you tie the your color surveyor's tape on it, and I think you go back and kind of tell them what you wanted, and then her crew goes out and picks them up and brings them up. And you can either buy the stuff painted or unpainted. But it's like she not only has the pets are not just like, okay, here's dogs and cats. They're broken down by breed.
uh-huh.
That's
Wow.
how much stuff she has.
Mhm. I have all of the notes that, like, when I'm passing through certain places and you give me information, I've saved them all. And I usually put them on the notes on my phone when traveling because, sometimes you don't know where you're going to end up.
So yeah, it's called the Concrete Lady.
Concretely.
And she said she got a lot of business because she sold gargoyles, and some of the other people that sold concrete statues in the area um, were Christians and didn't carry gargoyles.
Ah.
Which I thought very fitting for rural America. So everybody here gets to hear it first. Let me get my calendar. Starting January 14th at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, we're going to start the NAIA Zooms.
Nice.
They're going to be Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. That's the time I got from the survey. Over half the people picked Wednesday, and right at half picked 1 o'clock.
Mhm.
So that would be 11
Sounds
o'clock
good.
your time, Allison.
Mhm.
And Katie, if you're interested, it'd be 10 in the morning your time.
Okay.
And the first three, I'm not sure what order they're going. Well, I know what order two of them will be in, but I'm not sure if it'll be the first and second or second and third. I'm going to try and get someone from Zap to answer questions, and I'm going to do Ask a Juror and Ask a Director. And this time we're going to flip and do Ask a Juror before we do Ask a Director. But those should be back to back.
Can you put up a link?
Yeah.
Okay. or send an email or something.
If you go to the naiaartist.org, you can sign up for our mailing list.
Okay. Okay.
And then I got some ideas for new ones, and some of the ideas I got were things we did last year. They're going to be every other week into March, and then starting in April, they will go monthly through November, and we're going to take December off, and we'll start again in January. And I think I've gotten some suggestions on marketing, but marketing I think is too broad, so I think I'm going to break it
Mhm.
down and do one on social media marketing, electronic marketing,
Mhm.
and then another one on direct mail and other kinds of marketing.
Are there ever, I mean, like one of the things I always think about is aside from art fairs, how else can I make sales? And I just wonder if there's ever discussion about that because every single year we start from scratch. We don't know if we're going to get into anything. And so, in order to make some semblance of a living, there needs to be different types of revenue, even
Yeah, well,
within
we
the
did.
realm.
I'll probably have Chris Dahlquist talk about multiple income streams again.
Well,
We did that
I
last
mean,
year.
I'm just talking about creative ways, aside from owning buildings or things like that, creative ways in your art.
Well, we
Um,
talked about that. She talked about that quite a bit.
um, well, I mean, I think it's different in different mediums, but like
Mhm.
with 2D, for example, there's corporate art or hospital things like that. I don't know that that's really been something that's been talked about. Um, I think a lot of artists don't necessarily welcome people in their studios. Um, and then some artists deal more with galleries. So, I mean, there's more than that. I mean, there are also so many people who do not keep an email list, which is gold, really. And so, I just wonder if, I mean, if you all think about that at all, or um, in general,
Uh, you
aside
know,
from showing up at an art fair because you can't count on getting in.
Well, I mean, she talked about a lot. She talked about several things that were related to
She
um,
did.
being an
Yeah,
artist.
right.
well, there's commissions from cities. There's
Yeah,
towns where you live in. There's
right.
did anybody talk about working with designers,
Oh, right. There's that. There's
actors?
public art, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean by
Well,
the
no,
first
there's
one was
right, right, right,
commission.
right. Yeah,
Or
in fact, some artists make their living via public art.
yeah.
But uh,
Yeah, public art is its own different.
Yes,
Um,
but it's another way to, I mean, depending on what one does,
yeah,
it's another way to actually, have money coming in, especially if you have a year-long project, say.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's more
Harvester
look
Arts
like.
here, which is one of the three big organizations in Wichita,
Hmm.
just did uh, an afternoon seminar on specifically on um, proposals, not grant proposals, but doing proposals for public art.
Uh, right, the RFPs. Because I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes it's just sometimes it's beautification, sometimes it's educational. There's overpasses, there's all kinds of things. Like if you go to any city, and you see murals in certain places. I mean, um, so, an art fair artist looking to balance out their, you know, their, I don't know, repertoire. I mean, there's certain things that are, just perfect for the right person who,
You know, if you have
yeah,
the skill set and they're they always put out notices for bids for
yeah,
like outdoor spaces, and if you can do that, then it doesn't matter whether you're an art fair artist or what. You can, if you have the skill, you can
right.
apply. It happens.
Yeah, yeah. And then you were talking about designers, Barry. Like,
Yeah,
I know the ceramic artist, she doesn't do art fairs. She's in design centers like in LA
yeah.
and
I
I don't
found
know.
that to be tough because to deal with. First of all,
Uh-huh.
that is really cutthroat. The other, there's no honor among thieves. Like
Hmm.
somebody will try and steal okay, let's say it's basically, let's say it's a bank or a building or something, and office spaces and lawyers, doctors, whatever, and they
Yeah.
want to fill it with artwork around. So so they hire a design firm to do the interior, which includes, there's an art portion, and but it's really hard to deal with them because, first of all, they want to get it for the least amount of money so that they can make more money, and then
But I'm
you
talking
know
about these design centers that are
I
in
know,
big cities. Yeah. And
yes,
and often the
but that's
prices are set ahead of time and the work is on display for the designers to go there. So the artist doesn't
sometimes.
necessarily deal with the
That's just their showroom. They're
right,
basically
right.
out there. I'm talking about through a design center.
Uh-huh.
You still have to make the work and everything. I mean, it's a
Right.
good thing. I have kind of a funny story about that. I did some pieces for somebody that was doing the Renaissance Center hotels in Detroit, and my brother got married there, and
Hmm.
unbeknownst to me, in the room where in the entryway to the room, there was like a corner, and there were flowers and plants and stuff, and my pot was right in the middle of that.
Oh, that's
Nobody
pretty
knew
cool.
that. I'm like walking by, I did a double take. Wow, look at that. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that is. That's amazing.
Yeah,
But so,
So you
yes,
went
there's,
home
I
and
mehave
printed up a card with your name and phone number on it, put it on the pot.
never. No, no, that doesn't happen. Sorry. Have you ever seen that, Larry? You've never seen that because it doesn't happen.
No.
yes, actually, there's a hotel up in Taos now, but this was done with the artist directly, not through. So, sometimes
Hmm.
if you're local and you're known and that kind of thing, different things, you could make different things happen if you're lucky. But this person, she ended up doing all the ceramics for
Yeah.
the hotel, but they hired all kinds of artists. And
Hmm.
then they had an opening that was an exhibit of their work. And so the names are definitely attached
Yeah.
to the work, which is really nice.
Allison, is it a 21C hotel?
Is that the name of a hotel?
Yeah,
Okay,
21C. It's a
I'm
small
gonna
chain of hotels, and
Mm.
let's see.
they uh, have art galleries in them,
I'm gonna look it
and
up.
they all the art is original in the rooms. It's not, mass
Yeah.
produced. It's all individual. They buy
Hmm.
from individual artists.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So it's called Hotel Willa, but then I'm gonna see who owns it. Um,
Now, if it was a 21C, they usually call them 21C.
oh, okay.
Like there used to be one in Oklahoma City. It's not there anymore. It was in an old
Uh,
factory. The one in Kansas City, they went into the Mulebach Hotel, which was one of the big old grand hotels.
mhm. So here it says a Caseta Group property. Casetta is Italian for little house. Casetta was founded by boutique hotel lovers, excited by the challenge of giving storied properties new life. Um, Hotels are architecturally significant. Da, da, da.
Yeah, I don't.
Collaborate with our partners and artists to design spaces that speak to each property's locale.
Yeah, I don't know who owns 21C now.
Mhm.
They used to be independent now, and somebody bought them.
Okay, so they list their.
I've stayed at the one in Bentonville, Arkansas, a couple of times. That's
Uh,
their only new building.
so
Usually they go into older buildings.
they have four other hotels that they own. California, Palm Springs, San Diego, Malibu. Probably there used to be this motor inn in Malibu. It was right on the beach. And it was inexpensive. And Eric and I used to joke, they're going to renovate this place. We won't be able to afford it. And that's exactly, of course, what happened. Um, but anyway, so yeah, the rest of them are in California. And so but they didn't go through, they worked with the artists directly. I know because one of the artists I know, a ceramic artist, worked with them. And so um, avoided the whole design center in the first place.
Hmm.
Let's see.
You know, they still meet them in places like the New York Art Expo.
Hmm.
That's where a lot of those deals are made.
Okay.
I've been.
Evidently, they don't own the one in they don't have one in Kansas City anymore. They
Mhm.
have
Oh.
21C Museum Hotel, Bentonville, Cincinnati, Durham, North Carolina, Lexington, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, and
Mhm.
St. Louis.
Okay. So Bentonville is supposed to be a very nice town. The Crystal Bridges, isn't that there?
Yes, that's an interesting museum.
Yeah.
Is that where Walmart headquarters are?
Yes,
Ah,
I thought I'd heard, that was
they
from.
used
yeah.
to. There used to be a little art show there. I don't know if they still do it or not. And their thing is penguins. They have like these 3 foot tall plastic penguins, and you
Mhm.
find the penguins. They move them around during the day. They'll be in the elevator. They'll be in the hallway. Um, we did Sunday brunch one morning, and they were if a family came in, they would bring one to the table for the kids.
Mhm.
I think I saw a documentary on this place. Do they have a
Yeah,
red
I think
carpet
I
or
did.
something?
They have what?
A red carpet? When you get there in the entranceway, it's like a special thing.
I don't know. They had a really cool piece of art in front of the elevators in Bentonville. Um, it was this wall, and the top half of it were the square fans that they use in computers and electronics. It was a bunch of those stacked about 3 feet by 3 feet, and they had sensors that the fans would only turn on if your hand was close to them. So you could wave your hand in front of them, and the
Mhm.
fans would come on in like a stripe. Really cool, real fun to play with. And in their entranceway, they had another really cool piece of sculpture that I think they were a little bit bigger, but it looked like you took a ream of 8.5 by 11 paper and blew a fan across it, and it just blew all up everywhere. But yeah, 21C Museum Hotel.
Mhm.
They're a little above average in price, not too bad. If you're ever in
Mhm.
one of those cities, definitely check them out.
So they have an art gallery, you're saying then?
Yeah, each one has an art
Oh.
gallery.
Nice. I mean, I know in like the San Francisco Bay Area, it's definitely a thing to have artists made dishware and like it's it's like there's a whole market for it because everyone does it, and that's great for the artists too.
Hmm.
So anyway, it's interesting thinking about, thinking creatively about the ways one can, make a living, sell the work, that kind of thing. And there's certain things that are only lend us to particular mediums, of course. I remember in American Craft magazine, they had a whole feature about ceramics and about the table. It was a feature on the table and
Yeah,
the art.
that was a specific artist who, if I wasn't senile, I remember her name.
But I think it was an article on all of those sorts of things. Like it was art for the table.
Oh,
How many people
I mean,
have accounts on call for entry or check call for entry?
yes, I do.
I do.
I haven't checked it lately. I don't like shipping stuff for some of their group exhibits, but they've got,
Well,
resident.
it depends on who the juror is also, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have residencies and they
hmm
have public works, calls for
yeah,
public works there.
yeah, they do. They've got a lot. And
I
I
mean,
think you
it's
could
you're
filter
talking
out for
about,
your medium.
yeah, you're talking about sources, other art sources, Allison. That's, that covers most of them.
Doesn't cover most of them. I mean, like I find things because I'm part of different organizations that I might not see on Cafe.
Well,
So
I don't mean most in that all, but it covers, I mean, most in different
it
kinds of
has a good,
things.
yeah, it has a good breadth. But like, I mean, I got a grant last year to take a workshop because I'm a member of an organization, Metal Arts Guild, and that, and it's the thing is, you actually to apply, you have to become a member, but you don't have to have been a member,
Yeah.
interestingly enough. So I also used to be the editor for their newsletter, so I'd find out about everything first. That was really useful.
Get your applications in before anybody else.
Well, more so, somebody was giving away, pole, like pipe and drape poles, right? And so
Oh,
can I
yeah.
list it in the newsletter? It's like, oh, well, I'd like those.
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I have the gallery opening on Friday evening, and they're doing a silent auction, and they're also doing a live auction. I don't know if they're going to do one of my pieces live or not. They haven't said anything about it, so I don't think
Mhm.
they are. They're doing everything's on silent auction, and then Saturday is real interesting. The same group in their gallery is uh, they're having and I don't know how you apply for it. They're having bringing in some investors and money people, and they have a small group of artists, and it's a chance for the artists to meet the money people and maybe get some work or other things.
I'd be curious to see how that worked out because every time I've done one like that, it's like a social event for those people, and they just come to drink and talk to each other. So,
Yeah.
I wonder how it'd be great if it worked out and people went around and bought and they talked to each other, you know.
Or if the artists give presentations, do they do that at all? Or
I'm not
are there any
sure.
introductions?
I think
Okay.
this is something new,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm going to uh, I'm making soup and I am helping serve soup.
Ah.
And then I am going, then we're going to jump in the car and head to near Ellenwood, Kansas for a uh, pottery studio open house.
Ah, that sounds nice.
Nice.
So, um, I used to do a show in Boston. It was indoors. And one year they had a docent-led tour of some of the artists, and they asked ahead of time. So I had like a, just like a 5-minute presentation on my computer that I gave, and I thought it was a really nice way to educate the audience. And it's 5 or 7 minutes. Everyone's just standing, and it's in the middle of an art fair. Um, but I mean, I know myself, I walk past a booth unless I go in, and then you start talking to the artist on how it's made, and often it's amazing. So actually during COVID, that's one of the things I missed, like talking to my booth neighbors. And so, I don't know if that helped increase sales, that at least educated people. Uh, and I thought that was pretty interesting. It was also that
Yeah.
show, the pace of it wasn't like an outdoor art fair, I mean, but something like that would have to be done during a lull.
I-
And
I've done those
yeah.
shows. I've done shows like that where they had a docent walking around and talking about the work and stuff like that.
Well,
It's
no, the
pretty cool.
artist gave the presentation, the docent just led them
Yeah.
around.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, which
St.
I
Louis
which I
did
liked.
something like that last year.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Then they also did something for people that were visually
when? Wait.
handicapped.
Uh, so what did they do exactly?
They just brought people around. Um,
Did the artists get an opportunity to say, "Hey, I want to do it," or?
I don't yeah, there was something and I don't remember exactly what it was.
Hmm.
Barry, do you know Carol Long?
No, I know John Long, who's
Nope.
in Florida. No, Carol Long?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't think so. Name sounds familiar, but I don't think
I don't
so.
think she's doing shows anymore. These friends of ours used to work for her,
Uh-huh. Where does she live?
Kansas.
Okay. Maybe by face, but I don't know by name.
I think she did these really intricate coffee mugs, these really intricate handles,
Cool.
I think. Then this couple went out on their own. They occasionally do shows. Now they both teach. He teaches college, she teaches high school.
Hey, I got one I've actually done this a couple times, and I wish I could do it more. And maybe if I move to a more urban area, um, Christmas presents. Like the owner has, how many employees, 100 employees, or 50 employees, and they
Or
want to give,
12,
or
12
12,
employees?
it could be two employees, and they want to give them something for Christmas besides a check or some lame thing that they got at the suit at the
Dollar
equipment
Tree.
store. And I've actually made mugs for
Hmm.
a bunch of mugs. I've done um
Would you
uh,
call that corporate gifts, like just to give it a title?
well, you could.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're not corporate, obviously, but I mean,
I think
that is
corporate gifts is a perfect description.
It's
yeah,
fine. Yeah.
I think it's a really nice idea.
You know, like
Like
they
for me, it wouldn't work, but
well, it could
I,
if it was women, to give women like a
yeah,
necklace or a
often
bracelet or something.
often there's a price point kind of thing. I mean,
That's true.
I've had people buy gifts because somebody's retiring, but the whole office pulls in.
Yeah.
Um, but what you're talking about, like actually along the same lines that you're talking about, wedding parties, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or getting on a wedding list.
Oh
They're
yeah, yeah,
list. Yeah.
A gift registry.
You get that.
yeah.
Thank you. Gift registry.
Where did I read? I read somewhere that a regular gift registry is out. I mean, I'm not up on this kind of thing, but
Neither am I anymore. In fact, a lot of this conversation, I'm thinking, God, what am I, Rip Van Winkle? This stuff's passed me by.
no, but we've got to be creative, even though it might not be part of our world.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, to get a handmade mug for your office gift, that's pretty
Fantastic,
cool.
I think.
Yeah. But
Take two.
also when
Bring it
people get
home.
married, they they're whatever,
I I
the
sell a
party, the
lot of
wedding party.
I sell a
Yeah.
lot of pieces to people that are looking for a gift for for a wedding.
Uh-huh. But
It's
also the
still
people who are in the wedding party, they get
that too.
gifts.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anything, although the bridesmaids probably would rather have jewelry.
I don't know.
Not
That's
necessarily.
I'm just saying.
They don't wear it beyond their duties as a bridesmaid usually.
You ask the person that wants to buy the group of things, and you ask, well, what do you want to spend on for as a gift? And they give
yeah.
you a price, and you see if you can fit what you do in that in
Hmm.
that price range.
Right. Right.
You know? I'll work with people if they're buying multiple pieces, and I just have to make them. You know.
I mean, there are probably people who do wedding gift show type things, if it's appropriate with their work.
Well, yeah, there's wedding shows. I know oh,
I mean, trade shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's
no,
the
they're
New
not.
York Gift Show.
No, this isn't like that. This is a bridal fair.
Ah, yeah,
Bridal
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Yeah, there you
Right,
go.
right, right. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you have to have the right kind of, obviously you've got to vet that
Well, you
because
got to
I'm
be
sure
careful.
I think they're very expensive to do.
Actually, you get a booth, and it's not that expensive, at least for us.
um,
And the problem is, are the right people going to come to?
Right. That's why
well,
you
you
have to
have
vet it.
to look at
Sorry.
what they're shopping for and
Hmm.
then price, display, promote your products or create products that fit, into their needs.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, I can give you an example that I wouldn't do, but I would thought about doing. These Christmas fairs
Hmm.
they have in well, here they have it in this huge where they play football. So it's all this, but
Uh-huh.
it's all this ornaments and Christmas related stuff. But there's always those people that might want something out of the ordinary, something different. So
Oh,
it
and
actually
that
works.
reminds me, and Barry, that reminds me, garden shows. I know of so many ceramic artists who've done
Yeah,
garden shows,
garden
and
shows. I've done
yes,
that too.
like where architects go and set up how they would do a yard, that kind of thing. And yeah.
John Kennington,
So,
is a photographer in Tulsa, does the Tulsa Home Show.
mhm.
Yeah, there's another one. Home
Sets up
good.
a 10 by 20 booth and rents some
Wait,
furniture.
what do they sell at a home show?
Well, they do, it's, basically anybody looking for doors, windows,
Oh,
remodeling.
okay. All right. All right. Makes sense. Okay.
But also home decoration, lamps. I mean,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of things.
Uh-huh.
Stuff for the
People with the
wall.
latest and greatest in like heating and air conditioners or windows or skylights or roofing
Hmm.
systems or whatever.
Induction ovens.
Yeah, kitchen appliances, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Bathroom fixtures, bathroom stuff.
I'm thinking about all this stuff that I used to do that I just
Mhm.
haven't done for years. I kind of just
Well,
stopped doing it.
I know a jeweler who does like knitting shows,
Yeah.
and there's not many jewelers there, and it seems to be a good thing for her. So it's finding that niche market, for your individual work. It's outside of, regular art fairs, so you have something else. Um,
Quilt,
you know,
quilt shows too.
ah,
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
looking for unique buttons for one thing.
right. And then, well, the
Ceramic
Cal
ones, Harry. If you want to make a
Ceramic
bunch of buttons.
ceramic buttons.
Yeah.
Okay, shoot me now or shoot me after I've done it for a week.
Oh, within a
Or
week.
Come
or
on,
metal, or if I
Make
made
whatever.
buttons, nobody would buy them because they'd be too expensive.
it'd be tough.
Yeah, well,
Allison, you never know.
That's right. That's right, Allison. I think you have a better chance of doing well than me because, there are people that might really like that. They can show off their buttons.
But you know what? It's sort of like, I mean, people always ask me, do you do men's jewelry? It's like, sure. I mean, I don't really see what I make for a particular gender. And um, but on the other hand, I'm not going to fill my booth with cufflinks because
No, not cufflinks.
because not that many people wear them. Although
No,
I think it
not
would be
anymore.
very cool if they came back on women's shirts. But also if let's say I had like two pair of cufflinks, the person looking at it would like a totally different style. So I would have to make those two pair of cufflinks and take space in my case just so
Yeah,
they could see I make cufflinks. I mean, I could show them pictures. I mean, I
you
made a
would.
concho for a hat, but it's like you kind of have to, what do I want to fill my case with?
You can't
And
just do two. You'd have to do like a 10 or something like that. Have a little, but but it doesn't take up that much space. You could do like a 1 foot by one
would,
foot in a case, or is that too
mm,
much space?
yeah, it's too much.
That's
I
a,
mean, I,
1 foot by 1 foot is a huge area in a jeweler's display case.
I just threw
right.
that out. It could be like 6 inches, but I don't know. You just can't have one or two because it
But
won't
the thing
work.
is, what percentage of people wear cufflinks? I mean, I don't know the number.
No, I don't
Um,
either.
and then there's something called buttons that some people wear for shirts. It's a very old school thing, and I've made them, but I think that it's like, a pair of earrings I can sell. I mean, people have asked me for single earrings, and I'll custom make those, but I guess it just depends upon if the people looking are willing to wait or they need something instant. And sometimes you lose customers just because you don't have it. But given that everything's handmade, I think for any of us, it's impossible to have ideas are infinite. So it's impossible to have everything,
You
you
know,
know?
are string ties popular anymore? I mean, I used to
What's a
know
string
people.
tie?
In
What,
Texas, maybe.
do
It's
you
a
mean bolo? Do you mean bolo
yes,
ties?
both. Thank you. That's it.
Yes, yes. Here, I got to tell you, everyone wears jewelry here. Bolo ties, or
Yeah,
yeah,
and
everyone wears
to
them.
do the
Um,
bolos to make the object.
right, right. But yeah, I mean, belt buckles are big here. I mean,
Yeah,
men and women here wear lots of jewelry. And when I do the artist market, I see so many people. And yeah, so it's definitely um
I
but
like it.
again, it's like, how much can one person make, right? I mean, I've
I
not
met a
made a bolo
jeweler.
tie yet.
I met a jeweler that specialized in men's jewelry,
I know
Right.
one.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know one very well. And he does
Yeah.
very well.
and
Right. I'm sure.
he wound up moving out of art shows and commercially doing work, having his work commercially produced. I'll be back in a minute.
Mhm. So that's a
Hello.
good niche also, if you only make men's jewelry, but I'm sure you could make something for women too if somebody asked. It's
You know,
somebody not
all,
mute.
all these things, if you're, if you don't want to if you're not doing art fairs,
It's
you can make the first one and you can have them made, you know, rather
But the
cheap.
thing is, it's not a matter of not wanting to do art fairs. It's just,
Well,
one can't always get in, right? Because
well,
you have so many people
yeah.
applying.
What I'm saying is that you can't have them produced somewhere else and then sell them as yours at an art fair.
Right.
That's
Oh, of
that's
course.
buy
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah. 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 But I'm not even talking about that.
But there are places where you can, they have their own shows. You can actually have something made.
Yeah. But I'm not even talking about that anyway. Like, why
Yeah,
not? If,
yeah,
you can make your own. I mean, obviously it's more expensive, but
yeah. I thought the subject was alternative incomes. So that would be like another case where
I mean, yes, you're right. But I was thinking more so still creating, your artwork. Like, who's
Speaking
that guy? He does refrigerator doors.
I
You've
don't
seen
know.
him on Facebook, I think.
No, I
He
don't
lives in
know any of them.
Colorado. He used to be an art fair artist. And I'm talking high-end refrigerator doors, like
Well, yeah.
It's
for,
Eric
Oh, he,
Lee.
he paints on the back
yeah,
side of glass.
Yeah, it's
right,
Eric Lee.
right. And he does furniture also. But I mean, like, he found this niche that, I mean, that's incredible, And, some of it is luck and taking the leap. I don't know that I remember he was on the podcast, and it's not like he set out to do this. It more
Mhm.
so happened serendipitously.
Hey,
No,
I know somebody who paints
Addison, he always
canoes.
wanted to have an exit strategy from the art show. He knew the art show was not the best way to go for him.
Hmm.
I I,
Right.
I think that he was doing shows already when James and I started.
Hmm.
So, but he's super nice guy.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And those are like, those high-end kitchen brands, Viking and that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an amazing niche.
I know somebody who paints canoes,
Ah,
and they're really nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I bet. So who buys those?
Fishermen, people who,
Hmm.
outdoors people
Yeah.
that,
Right. Right. Montanans.
there's a lot of them. I mean,
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah.
they go
I
hunting, hunters.
yeah. I used to know somebody who he was a saddle maker and then got into making purses, hand sewn, so he could make any shape that you could never make on a machine. They were beautiful. But then we have the issue of perceived value. And
Yeah.
right, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so
Yes.
he had a hard time selling them because unless you have a designer brand name on it, you can't charge $1,200 for an attaché case.
You
And
could.
well,
You
but
could
but
try.
again, like somebody will pay if it's some just, designer brand, even if it's made in China as opposed to an individual artist. So he's back to making saddles, and his saddles are like nothing else, like very smooth lines and modern and very beautiful. So, that's another issue, the perceived value. Like I think ceramics often are very underpriced given how much does it cost to just flick the lights on in the studio? I mean, I think people are catching
Much
up
of
a little bit that way, but
much of its labor costs. It take
yes,
and degree and
labor
yeah,
labor is a value.
I know. I
We
know.
should value labor.
Yeah. But
So,
you balance that between that and the market,
yes,
your competition. It's really
right.
it's an ongoing frustration for me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that. And but so it is interesting, different mediums like oil painting, I imagine, commands a higher price than maybe watercolors, I'm guessing. Not that this is not what I believe, but it's what I perceive. That might be true.
I think
And
with painting, size matters.
okay.
No, I don't know. I saw a local art show. I saw some small, pretty expensive paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like around $1000 for about a 16 by 20 painting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it's also
Was
depends what the painting because if it's something with a lot of detail, you have to charge more money no matter the scale it is. You
Yeah,
making it.
it wasn't, these were not anything spectacular. I mean, there was not nothing outstanding. They were well done paintings,
Mm-hmm.
but just that's his reputation and that's what he sells them for.
And
so a
you
brand
create the
name essentially.
reputation by charging more money. I've always wanted to do that, but I've always been a chicken.
Well, at least you admit that, Barry. We understand.
I mean, I want my pieces to start at $500. You know, the small piece.
What you could do is make some higher priced pieces, and have different ranges, and often people end up in the middle.
Yeah, there's a philosophy about that. Like I have like you have any store, any place has inexpensive, well, jewelry for sure, inexpensive,
Hmm.
mid-range, and then high end.
Uh-huh.
But you know
Yeah.
what? Does that really work anymore? I don't know. Like Allison, do
Well,
you have any like under $100 pieces? And then
no, and I've tried. I have 285.
that's your
I've
low.
tried,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was, I think, 2016. I worked on what I call a gallery line, pieces that I could wholesale to a gallery.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, there are certain pieces that I mean, I guess I could wholesale if I priced them high enough, but it's just over the years I've always sold directly, and
Hmm.
I mean, I have two galleries now, but one of them just reopened or opened anyway. So it's, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. I think
it's
having three price ranges works for clothing, but I don't think it works for us. I've tried it and
but
it doesn't.
I mean, yeah, well, maybe. I mean, I know a couple of ceramic artists here, and their work sells for several thousand, um, like 1,500 to 3,500 range, and so they're definitely non-functional. Um, and then they have some pieces that are like huge pieces, like $12,000, and and that's a very different market. And as far as selling that, I mean, I know they sell in galleries. um so, well, I guess that's an interesting question. Is there a gallery market for, I'm pretty sure there is, for higher end pottery, not higher end but more expensive, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know there is.
Hmm.
um so, well, one of the things that I think, I have a very good return customer sort of base, and there's these little things. I don't like to nickel and dime people. Um, and like what I'm doing right now, a woman bought a necklace, but the length isn't good for her. And there are certain people who never can find the length they want. When I'm making a necklace, I'm just guessing. I don't know who's going to buy it. And so, I'm modifying it, and I'm not charging for it. Of course, I'm not. Yeah, it would be different if I had to add more gold to it, but
Hmm.
it's my labor. And then also, if anything should break, and ear wires and things like that, over time they do, I will always try my best to repair it for free. Uh, and if it's, as long as it's, again, not cold,
Hmm.
then I can do it. So things like that, like just
Are
um,
you adding chain links to a chain? Is that what you're talking about?
well, I'm actually changing the chain so it's adaptable to two different lengths, and
Uh-huh.
it's not actually a big deal um, to do, but it's something that I can give to the customer, because I don't feel like I can afford to give discounts. I mean, metal prices are high, and there's a lot of labor. And so I feel like, I mean, somebody sent me an earring, she lost one, and instead of getting the exact earring, she wanted something a little different, so they're asymmetrical. And so I was fine with that. Try not to say no if I don't have to. And but it's just yeah, I think the little things, like they've already spent money on something, and so I want them to have a positive experience. Um, even in the future, that they know that if they buy something from me, they're never going to be screwed.
Do you have a hard time with people not understanding how high gold and silver is now?
No idea. They have no idea.
They have no
They
idea. I
like,
know.
I've had to give a few quotes. Now I've given enough quotes that I can already say it's going to be like $4,000 to $5,000, where in the past it would have been, $2,000 to $3,000. So that's huge. I mean,
Mhm.
literally, gold has gone up 100%.
More than that.
Yeah, and then chains. Somebody I know, her chain broke, and she wanted two, and this and that, and I gave her a price, and unfortunately, it's just 50% more, even in silver. And what's funny is I hadn't heard from her, and I emailed her and I said, just give me your address, tell me the length of your chain, I'm going to send you one. And I wish it was left at that, but now she wants me to try to repair the old one, and it's not a chain I made, so some of these chains are not that easy to repair. It's some people just don't leave well enough alone. I was going to give her a chain, which now costs $25 instead of $12. Um, or I think it was $10. Now it's $25. So anyway.
Yeah, wait till it's $200.
Well, it's silver, so I really
Yeah.
hope that doesn't happen, but
The
it
reason
could.
why brought this up is because I have friends that are investors and they're talking about buying gold because in their world, gold is supposed to be going up and up and up, or gold and silver. It's supposed to
Well,
be
what
Well,
I
wasn't
don't,
there a big deal? I was just reading something about the silver market not that long ago that the way it's all set up and this weird system of that people weren't buying, you couldn't sell silver. The local people weren't, the like the pawn shops and stuff that would normally buy it weren't
uh-huh.
buying silver
well,
because
I
they
could
had no
tell
place to
you
sell it to.
my refiner now,
Yeah.
if you want to send silver for refining, it takes up to 3 months now. They're so backlogged. I happen to be teaching a class in February, where the students just use their scrap silver and they're going to make a ring. Um, but the truth is, because it's so high now, I personally don't believe in investing in gold for, like, you know, the future. But
A
I
lot of
mean,
people
it,
do.
but if you were going to buy it, you should have bought it when it was, $7. I mean,
No, it doesn't
it
matter.
it doesn't make
It's
sense to
real.
buy it now.
No, it's relative to what it is versus what the speculation as to what it's going to be.
I understand that, and we have no idea. And so I don't know. I think it's not the greatest. I personally don't think it's an investment now. Had in 2001, if I had 10 grand, that would have been the time to buy gold for my business,
Yeah.
right? Because then I would have paid that $271 an ounce price
Hey,
and
that's
had
yeah.
been, but I mean, to me, like, I don't know, you're sitting on metal and then it's going to go up, it's going to go down again too.
Hey, that's what I said about Bitcoins when it was 80 cents a piece. And I
Hmm?
thought, why don't I buy 100 of these? What could it hurt?
Didn't it go down? Didn't it just go
Bitcoin?
down?
No, when it
Yeah,
was 80 cents a piece,
right.
not 100, not when it reached 100 grand,
I heard that
100,000.
melanoma's coins went down to like 99% down or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, well,
But
I miss not having
that
my running a photo lab because I used to send my all
oh
my used
yeah,
picture off, and I mean and get silver back, and it was I was
yes,
processing other people's film,
right. Yeah,
or doing prints people were paying for.
right,
So I was making money on doing that, plus getting a couple ounces of silver every few months.
right. Which, you could get a check for also instead of the silver if you didn't need, you know what I mean?
Well, the guy that
So
I had doing it he would get the silver out of the fixer, then figure out how much he got out of it, and then he would give me a cut of the silver back.
Hmm. But I mean, you could just send it to a refiner and get a check.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's what I do. People give me their old gold. My
But I
customers
don't
are
think
getting,
I'm
Hey,
not sure a refiner's going to handle liquid fixer.
hey,
depending on the refiner, they handle like anything. Certain refiners won't take, like if you have gold nuggets, um, a lot of refiners won't take that. Um, but they do dental, they do all kinds of things. So, I mean,
hey,
I could take my floor sweeps. Yeah,
I just looked up the price of silver. Today's spot price,
yeah, it went down.
$58.73.
Yeah. Mm. And that's the pure silver price, not the alloy of sterling silver, but still, it's a lot.
Oh, right. You melt it down, and I mean, you take your scrap and they melt it down.
Yeah.
That's
I think I've got a
amazing.
1 ounce, still have a 1 ounce silver coin floating around somewhere.
Hmm.
I got a bunch of them. Is this true? Somebody told me that I cannot melt down U.S. coins. It's a crime
Correct.
Oh,
to melt
I
down.
don't know. Um, that is
You'll
interesting. I don't
never
know.
get much out of them.
Like
Well, that's
putting a
true.
Silver
a
is lower
mustache on
percentage.
one of the presidents.
I have 20 of them.
So
You
how
should
much do you think
probably
it
sell them
costs?
as coins.
How
What,
much,
Oscar?
how much you think it costs a booth in our Miami right now and a show that we can walk in?
$10,000?
Nope.
That's my guess. Oh, 20?
For a 10 by 10 space, just make sure.
Art Basel,
How much?
Yeah, our Basel, our Miami. How much you think it is?
2 or 3 thousand.
No, it's more than that.
No.
$25,000?
Nope.
Can you just tell us?
$80,000.
Oh, wow. I was really off. I read that a lot of galleries dropped out of that also.
Julio
I
Garcia
know.
is doing the show in Laura June or Jackson June Gallery is doing that show right now.
Mhm. So
$80,000.
$80,000. So imagine, I mean, how much money you have to make. I mean, you could lose, you could just go bankrupt from that if if you weren't. I mean, I think you really have to be an established gallery to do that.
No, I think that you have to have the balls to do it and be really good and have the right product to do it.
I mean, I have a ceramic friend whose work is there through her gallery there.
Yes, you can, Barry.
What can I do? I was looking up gold prices, but I missed what can I do?
Melt U.S. coins for the silver.
Oh, really? Really?
It
Hmm.
takes it takes 5.5 pre-65 quarters to get a troy ounce.
The thing is, you don't know what else is in those quarters. If there's zinc in there, it's going to knock you out. You're going to be on the floor dead, just so you know.
Well, no, I'm not going to do it myself. I wouldn't do it myself. I would sell it to a scrap guy,
Yeah, yeah,
somebody that does it professionally.
right.
I
So that's
think
the other thing.
coin silver is a lot less than sterling. Like 75% silver versus 92.
And it may depend on the coins too.
Well, no, US coins. The,
Mhm.
the silver
Okay.
was like a lot less.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this
So
counted this took into account the silver content.
Hmm.
Well, it's
you
well
might get
documented
more
how
for
much
them as
silver is in
coins.
each coin.
It
You
said
might
took
get more for them as coins.
Depending on the coin, yeah.
Well,
so
normally, but maybe not lately. Gold,
5.5 pre 1960. It said it took 5.5 pre 1965 quarters to make a troy ounce of silver.
how many?
Hmm.
5.5?
5.5. I just Googled, can you melt US coins?
What about 1970s or 1980s or
Those are
2000?
when the sandwich coins started coming out.
Is
Yeah.
there less
The what?
silver in those?
The sandwich coins, there's no silver in them.
Oh.
Image.
That's why I
Yeah, they're
said pre.
a layer of a silvery metal with a copper core.
Copper core.
That's what coins like. If I get a roll of quarters and they're night all like
Yeah.
2025, there's very little
Yeah.
silver in
There's
there.
no silver.
You know what? Pennies were copper clad steel.
They're not steel. There were zinc or something inside them because I tried heating one up when I was taking a silversmithing class, so I could like bend it into a button, and the whole thing went into a puddle. And
Right.
the teacher says, "Hey, it's zinc. That's why."
And that's dangerous to heat up also, the zinc.
Well, I didn't know.
You survived.
I survived.
Gold futures today was 42.38. Well, that hasn't kept up with silver because silver is doubled in the last couple of months.
Right.
So there's also a section that's called Aqua Art Miami. That's a little cheaper, but the smallest room is 240 square feet, and that's basically $10,080. The
Wow.
the
So it's
the
cheap?
cheaper,
Look
the
at,
what they call
Right.
the penthouse is $43,000.
I don't think individuals are renting those or buying those spaces.
No.
It's
No, it's
the high-end
galleries.
galleries and they're representing X amount of artists and they
Yeah,
you know,
There's some people that do,
definitely.
they have their own galleries. They go and do just show their work. I saw two artists that I know they do art fairs that they are doing that show.
Henry Roa. Is
No,
that
I
his name?
already said Julio Garcia and Laura Yoon. And Laura is really, really, really good. I mean, she's insanely good.
All right, folks, I'm going to take off.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
Yeah.
get
Sorry I
going.
missed last week. I was stuck in a traffic jam in Oklahoma City.
Wow,
I've been there.
no fun.
But then we got south of Oklahoma City and got stuck in another traffic jam because somebody spilled 1,000 gallons of biodiesel down I-35.
Wonderful.
They were cleaning it up.
Ah,
So
So you want to
I-35
go
was down to
around?
one lane.
Oh,
All right. Next week.
all
Okay.
right. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye.
yeah, that was
Bye.
good.
Bye.